Yo, Grant Training Systems, welcome back. We've got take 2 of the stretch today. Simon Beutler, the owner of this wonderful Machbar place, did a fantastic job. However, due to my recent haircut, it looked like I had a pineapple on my head. So we start again. So again, welcome to Machbar. We've got LT, the Latin Testarossa, behind the camera. And we've got a bag here, which you don't necessarily need a weight bag, because I don't think you probably have one at your house. But you just need something that can put the knee up. You need your 50 Shades of Grey paddle, if you will, or a book will also work, and then a wall, and a tight leg. And as long as you have all of that, you're able to do the stretch. So, getting into it right now, what I'm going to do is, what leg do I want to work? I'm actually going to put my left leg back, so LT, hopefully that's a good position for you. And from this position here, the goal is that I can step in a good position. So obviously I don't want to break my right leg as I'm trying to stretch my left. And we've got 3 positions in the stretch. The first one is I'm basically going to go into the original hip opener. So here I can move my foot around like this to change the part of the capsule that I'm stretching on. But the stretch is I'm going to drop down like this. So in this position, I actually feel it more in my right hip than I do in my left hip flexor. So I'm just going to see if I can drop down, I can walk out, I can put my belly button over my foot, I can push my knee away and turn, I can push my knee away and turn this way. Again, I just set the position. You find the dark little corners that are tight. I can shake back, wiggle back and forth. I can't think of the English word, wippen auf Deutsch. Move back and forth just like this. And then from this position, after I've worked in this for about 3 to 5 minutes, I go into the second piece of it. And the second piece is now I drive my left hip towards the ground. So here I can go into all the same rotations and movements I was in. I can push my leg away. I can try to drive my belly button over my foot. I can push my knee away and turn away. But the difference is now, instead of trying to drop my hip down, I'm pushing my left hip forward. So to clarify, instead of trying to open up my right hip, now I'm pushing my left hip down, really starting to work in that hip flexor. So again, you can change the angle of your foot, turn your foot out, turn your foot in. You don't want any bad feeling. You shouldn't feel like a pinch. You should feel like a pretty intense stretch. And then what I'm going to do from here is I play in this position. I can then work on coming up. You're more than welcome to have a chair here so you can hold with the balance. The one thing we don't want is the foot to be outside the body. Remember, we want that foot to really be tucked behind that butt, to really wind and keep that torque in that hip capsule. And then I'm going to come up, and as you can see, I'm luckily able to hold this position a little easier than I thought I was going to. I'm a bit sore today. So that is where the 50 Shades of Grey, 50 Shades of Dave paddle comes in, or some type of book. So what I'm going to do here is I just turn this towel like this, is I'm just going to step on it. So you can either unload or you can keep yourself in the normal position. This just then brings my hip a little bit higher and allows me to push even a little bit more. So here I can also focus on driving that hip forward. I can oscillate, which is like a nice word for bouncing, or a fancy word for bouncing. And again, I can turn in all those different positions, and then at the end, now I can start to feel it, keeping my foot behind me. Whoa, I come up and really feel that stretch in the tissue right here. Working on getting my head against the wall, but not arching too much, which I think I am right now. And you also might feel in your abs a little bit, because your abs are a hip flexor. So again, 5 to 10 minutes, even more on this bad boy. Don't forget to do both of them. This is an unbelievable stretch. You stand up and you feel a little bit drunk or like a cowboy when you're done, because it's really open in the hip. Definitely do it at the end. Don't do this before any crazy squats. And yeah, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, everything you can imagine. Newsletter, Grant Training Systems. So again, LT, you're on fire. Appreciate it. And until next week, peace.